Good afternoon. Today we are going to do a little different video than what we've been doing. We're going to do it in my daughter's house for one thing. We're doing a bread and butter pickle, and my son-in-law and his friends been doing this for several years, and I've been helping them most of the time. The recipe really came from one of his friends, Mike McCain. He kind of doctors up Miss Wage's pickles and adds a lot of stuff to it. So we hope you enjoy this. I need to introduce you though to my son-in-law, Scott Ferguson, and he's married to my daughter, Deborah. And this is his good friend, Matt Thompson, and his wife, Lindsay. We're going to get on with making the pickle. We're also going to cut up an onion. Okay, we're going to go ahead and peel our garlic and get it ready to put in a jar later. We need to cut off those little ends, I think, Matt. Okay. Okay, we're going to chop up some red and green peppers. They're hot peppers, though. The thing is, when you eat these pickles that they make, it's Scott and Matt's recipe, you never know what you're getting. They may add a little onion and a little garlic and peppers and whatever, but they're always good pickles. Everybody likes them, so they do a good job with it. We're going to slice up the cucumbers for the pickles, and we like them about 3/8 of an inch thick. Okay, we're going to put our sliced ones here, and we'll put our scraps over here in the other bowl. This goes pretty fast once you get started on it. Mike McCain was a real good friend of Scott's. He passed away several years ago, and he left his recipe with him. And we have enjoyed it ever since. It's kind of their own recipe, though. They've added things to it. They've kind of spiced it up a little bit, made it a real good pickle recipe. And everybody that eats them likes them a lot. We keep doing it every year, so we have fun doing it. We're going to start off using this package of Ms. Wage's bread and butter pickles, but they add to it. They add sugar to it, and they add their other spices. They add the onions and the garlic and the peppers and
there you go.
Whatever. Well, how much is that?
8 cups of sugar.
Okay, now this package says 7 cups, but they add an extra cup of sugar. So they're going to add 8 cups of sugar to this package.
That was Mike McCain's addition.
Yeah, that was, Mike McCain was one that told us to do that, and it has been a wonderful. After the sugar, 8 cups of sugar, we're going to add 1 package of Mrs. Wage's to this recipe. Sometimes we double that recipe, but this, right now, we're just doing the single recipe, so we're going to use 1 package of this.
And then 1 pack of Ms. Wage's. And make sure we got them all. That's it. And we're going to bring it to a boil.
How long, Scott, does it take to get to a boil?
Depending on how hot your fire is. See, I need a lighter. There we go. Let me light this back.
Well, how long does it boil now after you get it started boiling? Do you know?
Bring it to a boil and stop, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you bring it to a boil and stop then.
Yeah. And then we got our water bath right here. And after we
pack them in the jars.
Pack them in the jars, pour this over them to cook them, then we put them there to cook and seal the jar.
How long do they have to cook in that cooker?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
At boiling.
Okay. Do you seal the jars before you put them in there or after?
No, we close them, but this is, you'll hear it pop.
The jars seal as they cool.
What?
You get the jars real hot in the water bath, and as they cool down,
we'll put them back in here.
Now you do all the sealing that you're going to do though before you put them in the water bath. Yeah. Okay.
the top on them.
We like to use the wide mouth jars, and these have already been sterilized and ready to put the pickles in, or cucumbers in. They're not pickles yet. They'll be pickles when we get through with them. And this little thing is just to keep from spilling when you're filling your jar. Matt's family raises the cucumbers for us every year. This is really a good sized cucumber to work with. I like these. You can get them too big, I think, and they're not very, they take a little mushy. But these are real firm, and these are good cucumbers right here to pickle. We have to stir this mixture for the pickles because it has sugar in it, and the sugar will burn if you don't keep it stirred pretty often. So that's very pretty. Look what pretty color it has. These are really good pickles too. Everyone that eats them likes them. We have something that we really like to use in these pickles, and it's called pickle crisp. We learned this several years ago, and it's really good. It keeps your pickles real crisp. What we're going to do is add 1/8 of a spoon in the bottom of each jar, and then we'll add another 1/8 of a spoon after we get them in the jar on the top of them.
That's what makes them crunchy.
Yeah, it makes them real crispy.
Alum,
And
alum can be used in the place of
Alum is the same stuff.
you know, I have used that though, Matt, and I don't like it as well as I do pickle crisp.
Really?
I didn't either. I tried it and didn't like it.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. That's what we used to use till it came along and you got with this.
I have an extra ingredient or two in it.
We have 1/8 of a teaspoon in that, and I'm going to start.
And this is really the secret to making them crisp and crunchy. This
Yeah,
is the
it
secret.
is. Now we're going to start filling our jars with the sliced cucumbers. And the next thing we'll do is pour the broth over the top of it that we did over here with the sugar, Ms. Wages. And then we will seal them up. We'll put all the little extras in it, whatever they want to put in it. And then we'll seal them up, and then we'll hot bake them for 10 minutes. And then your cucumbers will, pickles will be finished. Yes, we better save some space here, Matt, for your extras, hadn't we?
Yeah, we usually put them in.
I'm gonna let y'all do. I'm gonna let y'all do the extras. You gonna shake them
I shake
down?
them up and look.
Yeah,
It puts them further down in it.
yeah, that's good.
See?
And then after you put the brine over the top of them,
They shrink.
they're going to shrink.
Yeah, I knew that.
So if you're not careful, you get a half of a jar of
Half
pickles.
jar.
Yeah.
You don't really cram them in
Uh-huh.
there good. I always shake them to try
Okay.
to get them down. Put my hand over.
He's doing this so it will tighten the
down.
cucumbers a lot
And
more.
find my way down to the bottom.
And when you put the broth on it, it will shrink some more, so you have to put some more cucumbers in it. Here's where Matt comes in. He comes in and puts all this stuff in it. And let me tell you, Matt likes spicy stuff, so he's gonna put a lot of pepper in it.
That's right.
You and Lindsay wanna come pack up some cucumbers?
Is this what you want the top to look like? No. You want a little more pepper. They should do that without the lid.
Well, you sure don't want to cut your finger, I'll tell you.
You're a machine.
Yeah, she like do your job.
Hey, y'all pretty good at this. I like this kind of help.
I've been stirring it every
Now this is an easy way to cook. I need this kind of help all the time.
Now, are you just doing one of each or what?
No, a few of these.
Okay.
And this is all on a bread and butter pickle. You don't usually see that stuff in a bread and butter pickle, but
Yeah.
it's very good. You'll like it.
So what are y'all doing?
Supervisor.
Okay. Well, those two can take onions and peppers if you want to do that.
Well, I'm gonna save some of these later. I'll do that with a knife. We won't waste all that.
Okay. See, that's,
We're gonna throw away what we don't use.
okay. Well, since y'all don't have a whole lot to do, I'm gonna let y'all take over.
Now, do you remember which ones you put the pickle crisp on top of?
I hadn't put it on top of any of them. No, no, no. Just underneath. I never did do that, Scott. When I was making them, I just put it on top. I didn't know you put it
Well, if you
on.
put it on top and bottom, it kind of mixes through and through, I think.
Yeah, I guess it
Same
would.
thing with the peppers and the onions.
Yeah.
You can turn them and all, but if you got them packed in there good, it doesn't really get thrown as much. I don't think. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to spread it out, that's for sure. So hard, though.
Okay, we're going to put pickle crisp on the top now, 1/8 of a teaspoon. We put it on the bottom and fill the jars with the cucumbers and put 1/8 on top. And now we're going to let Scott fill this with the broth that he's fixed up. Ooh, that's strong, isn't it? Smells good though.
This is the brine that we've been cooking.
We'll put this on there to keep from spilling the broth out outside the jar. Woo, that's strong. Smells good though.
I think a single recipe makes 6 jars. We're gonna find out. That'll get you strong. So one recipe is gonna make 6 jars.
One recipe makes 6 jars. Is that right?
That's what we came up with, I think.
Yeah. And then we have a little.
And then if you have a little extra, that's okay.
Yeah, we have a little paint jar.
One recipe makes 6 quarts of pickles.
Takes about 3 weeks.
You sure?
We sterilize the caps now just like we do the jars, and he's ready to seal them and put them in a hot bath for 10 minutes. And when they take them out, don't you tighten them again? Do you tighten them again? They'll tighten them again when they take them out of the hot bath.
As they cool, they'll seal. As they cool, they'll seal. They'll pop, and you can hear them popping.
We're ready now to put them in a hot water bath, and they'll stay there for 10 minutes in boiling water. Then we'll take them out and kind of reseal them again, and they're all finished then. But if you, I can go ahead. You don't want me cutting them up then?
Well, I just don't know if we're going to use them all.
Okay. Well, when we sterilize the jars, you can either put them in a dishwasher or put them in this hot water that we're boiling them in. Leave them about 10 minutes so they'll be sterilized real good. After they're taken out of the hot bath, you set them aside and you can hear them click, pop. That's when they're sealing. So you'll know they're sealed real good. Now we have our finished product. This is our pickles that we've done today, and we hope you try this recipe, and we hope you enjoy it as much as our family and our friends do. And we hope we see you on another family video, and thank you for watching.